hi everyone, and welcome to today's game, Dragon Age, the TTRPG. We will go round these wonderful faces in just one moment. First of all, here are our social links: Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Check them all out. Discord for community, Twitter for the Twitter. Send me a DM and I'll get you a game in one of our open sessions. You can see the schedule during my tweets. And YouTube, all of these will be uploaded to YouTube in the near future. Check that out too. What else do we have? We have a Patreon. You can support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar really makes a difference. We're currently on £467 out of our $500 goal. Pounds out of $1 goal? You know what I mean, it's all dollars. We also have merch. Check out our merch. It's over on Redbubble. Yesterday there was a code all20 for 20% off. Maybe that's still valid. Who knows? Give it a go. We also have sponsors. Check out Bird in the Storm Publishing, who are a publishing company that make D&D 5e content and other TTRPG content. We played one of their modules just a few weeks ago, and we're bringing a lot more content from them in Season 3 next season, which we've already begun planning during the opening week. What are we doing? We're crazy. Next up, we also have Mage Hand Press, currently residing in chat. Mage Hand Press, they made the Dark Matter Alpha, which is an expansion for 5e set in the sci-fi universe. Any sci-fi that you want to see, you will find in that book. And more importantly, on Thursday at 10 PM, we will be running a campaign in that setting by Love Lindy, completely legitimate business. It's going to be wild. And also, we have a tweak. Every 10 retweets gets us a trinket. We've already hit 10, so we're going to start with a trinket. And also check out our panels with some of our other sponsors. If you want to buy some dice from Tabletop Loot, if you want to buy some accessories from Erasavod.com, if you want to buy a map or a cartography course from Devon Rue at Rue Inks, I have discount codes for you. Check out the panels below. Alice, why don't you take us around and introduce everyone?
First of all, we are apparently already 11 retweets, so I'm going to give each of you a number to work out this trinket. And why not go in character name? So Guzgid 1, I'm going to say it wrong, Huldra 2, Nara 3, Harbeck 4, and Havia 5. So I'm going to roll for that right now. Let's have a look. That's number 4. So, please, Harbeck, could you roll me a 1d100, please? And whilst that is happening, we are going to jump. I explained to everyone watching today, this is almost a semi, what they call session 0, because I know some people are very new to Dragon Age, and also to the time period we are in Dragon Age. And also, let's get to know our characters, because this group is going to be so chaotic and interesting. I can't quite believe it. I didn't anticipate this group that was coming, the characters that they're bringing, and yeah. Okay, so we'll go around and we'll start with Guzgid Idukan. So, Scrap, give us a little bit of information about Guzgid.
We're on the surface at this point, right?
We are all on the surface of Orzammar.
Guzgid Idukan is a man of action rather than words. He wields a two-handed axe. Despite being born, I believe, Smith caste is the Idukan family at the time. He is more warrior than smith, using intimidation as his main tool for navigating the politics of Orzammar. Quiet intimidation. Which unfortunately made him quite easy to manipulate, and through manipulations he ended up exiled. It was to do with his family. You know, the Idukans are royalty? New royalty, and
very new royalty.
During this time of change, Guzgid is the one that got kind of literally stabbed in the back. But he's less likely to try and woo you with words than he is to hit you with his axe, and you may often hear him in chant. One of his favourite sayings: "Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?"
And I can already see how this voice is gonna go. So awesome. And then we're gonna hop down to Nara. Hello.
Oh, my name's Avery. I go by she, he, or them pronouns, and I'll be playing Nara Ferelmus, who is also a dwarf from Ozuma, who is she's generally pretty good natured. She like birthright. She takes up like birthright's her mother. Technically, she is warrior caste, but she takes after her father more, who is in the merchant caste, one of the lowborn castes. And she takes after him, and she's good at selling stuff, good at honeying her words a little bit, but she does have a bit of a temper on her, which landed her in quite a bit of trouble when she may have broken a nose or two of some particular nobles that can't keep their hands to themselves. As a result, she and her dear old papa had to book it, and that's how she ended up out of Ozuma.
Awesome, thank you very much. And then we're going to hop over to Harvia. Hello, Harvia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nassim. I am playing Harvia, or Harvey. Excuse my voice. I'm sick today, so it's going to sound like this for the next 3 hours. But it works for my character, because she's an old lady dwarf. She's a widow, excuse me. And she's pretty much lived her life, she feels. She came from Dust Town. She was a rogue and lived a life of crime in her younger days, spent some time in prison, got out. Maybe our party doesn't know why, but she got out, and she's living a normal life. She was living a normal life with her husband for some time, who she lost. He was a warrior. He was of a nobler case than herself. And now she's just spending out the rest of her days trying to liven up things, trying to have as much fun as she can before she goes, almost to a dangerous point. She has kind of a little bit of a death wish. She loves causing trouble.
Love it. And now we're going to hop over to Harbeck.
Hi, my name's Jeff. I decided to go a little against the mold, and I'm playing a dwarf today. His name is Harbeck Uthkarok. He is, you're going to love this, warrior caste, highborn. He is very, very orderly, very tidy. He's kind of a prude, wants everything to be right. He was a staunch proponent for bringing Kalsharok back together with Orzammar after the First Blight, which was kind of a thorn in everyone's side, and he was eventually kidnapped and taken into the Deep Roads. And in Orzammar, if you leave Orzammar without the express consent of the Assembly, you are now casteless. You have no caste. And so this proud warrior was sort of just bagged and grabbed and tossed out of the city, and has been living above the surface for a little bit. I picture him looking kind of like a dwarf version of Lobo from Superman. Just kind of this like pale, dark black hair, very long, with thick sideburns and a big black Tom Selleck mustache. But he also doesn't like the sky, doesn't understand it, thinks it was a mistake. So he wears like a big, broad-brimmed leather hat with a metal cap to it, so that he doesn't have to look at it that much.
Awesome. And last but not least, our Snow White.
Yeah!
Hulda, Ambly, hello.
Hello, I am a special snowflake and not gonna play a dwarf, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna play oh no, I forgot the name of the
A Canary.
a canary. Sorry. Canary blood mage, and her name has basically been number her entire life, and she's been trained to be a soldier, to kill, using an axe and hammer. Not very efficient with that, but you know, she She got quite a physique, and she's usually very calm and collective until she snaps. and when she gets mad, she gets absolutely mad. She's a mad lad. And she might have killed her keeper on the get-go and might be on the run.
Awesome. So, chat, as you can see, we have a very chaotic Snow White cast right now. This was not originally intentional, but then we all kind of fell in love with it. So we went with it. I'm going to give you a little bit of background as to what time setting we are in. So right now, the first blight is over. The first blight is over, and there is no mage circle. There are no Templars. There are no seekers. There's so much that is being made and in the process of being created. The first blight was, it was a one-off. Nothing like that could happen again. These wonderful people emerged that were the Grey Wardens. They're a very new band that defeated this blight that was set upon the land by those pesky to winter blood mages that broke into the Golden City. And we find all of our players right now, well, mainly the dwarves. Ulder is not here yet. So some of you may have encountered Darkspawn if you were on the Deep Roads. You would have found trails of them. You may have been hunting off the last from the first blight, wiping them out, thinking you're wiping them all out. And now you're on the surface. Now you are not far from Lake Callahand. For some reason, you have reached the doors of Orzammar and they are shut. They are closed. There is no response. No one is opening them. And there's a few villages on the way in between Lake Callahand and Orzammar. And you can see many camps of dwarfs in particular, ones that are seeking to return to the Merchants Guild underneath in Orzammar. But they can't seem to get in. And that's where we find the 4 dwarfs at the start. It is late evening. There are fires going. You can hear some of that singing. You can the good old dwarven hospitality. You can smell that beer. You can smell that food cooking. But the air about all these dwarves and all of this confusion, something's not right. The doors of Orzammar are not opening, and no one knows why. So, as a dwarf, what are you doing right now?
RV is banging on the doors. I've been walking all day. My feet are old. They need to rest. Put them by a fire. Give me an ale. Where is everybody? Come on.
I imagine Harbeck probably had business closer to Lake Callan, had maybe somewhere in the vicinity, and then sort of against his best instincts wandered toward Orzammar, having heard along the way about this strange happenstance. He does not like being here. He's not sure why he is. He has very strong feelings about being essentially thrown out of this city that he cares so much about. And he's probably standing nearby, just watching Harvey bang on the door, just kind of like not saying anything. You can just see his eyes just from under the brim of his hat, mostly brooding.
I think Nara is similar in that she heard word about Orzammar, and she's more interested in the fact that everyone is outside the way that they are. And she's kind of wandering around with her hood up and just kind of eavesdropping on conversations and seeing if she picks up any familiar voices, familiar faces, or any hints of what might be going on. Also, partially paying attention to Harvey at the door and kind of amused by it, but generally laying quite low.
Guzgiert will be... he sees that the doors are closed. he sees no point in banging on doors because doors are closed. However, there are fires, so Guzgid will be sitting and eating something.
You can all sit probably around a very similar fire. There's like 2 or 3 huge fires that are lighting up across this lake. And Arbeck, you probably feel a little bit more comfortable. Everything is black above right now. So you're probably feeling a little bit more comfortable about the sky above you. You're not going to fall
definitely.
into it. It's okay. And again, you can smell this food. You can smell the richness of the beer, and you can see lots of carts have pulled up. The trade has stopped between Orzammar and everywhere else in Ferelden. The doors have been sealed, and from around the campfire, you hear a couple of the dwarves talking. There are some humans amongst them, and you can hear there's a human leaning over to Guzgid. He's like, do you know why the doors are closed? Right, okay. Does anyone know why the doors are closed?
Nara just gives a very slight shrug of the shoulders.
Because they've got no sense of hospitality.
They've been closed for like 8 days now. I didn't think Orzammar ever closed its gates.
Well, neither did we.
Right. Okay. And you can hear some barking from some Abari that are guarding these carts and things like that. And then you hear gasps. Maybe shocked, sort of, not cries, but whispers. As Huldra, you enter this camp. What do you look like as you approach this camp?
So, you look into the distance and you see a very, very tall, human-like creature with horns. She's really pale, white hair, and you can't really see her face properly because she has like a mask. In fact, you can't really see a lot of her body because she's covered in chains and like, how would you describe it, Alice?
You've got a huge collar on, effectively. You can't see her face because it is completely obscured. You're not even sure how she's got this far in a straight line. And you can see like the weight is hanging down, the shoulders are hunched because of the weight of these chains, and these huge, like big chunky like bracelets, like manacles hang.
She's like waddling towards you.
And
How does everyone else react? How do the crowds react? Like,
a
gasp,
lot of them are stepping back. You can see one human stands up and you can see he's saying something, and to Huldra you hear, "You're not allowed here," but you barely see him as you walk past, and he trips, like you knock him with one of your chains as you walk across. But there seems to be an uneasiness here. A lot of you may know that Qunari are warriors. Some of you will have respect for them. You'll have a heavy respect for them, but you have fought these people, or you have heard of the wars between these people. There's something different about this one. What is this collar painted in red, stripes down, with almost like big whole vents around this Qunari's face?
Harbeck is going to kind of lean forward off of the tree that he's been, brooding at. He's going to sling his shield down from his back and take out his hand axe, and he's just going to sort of walk about 10-15 feet in front of Huldra and face her with his shield at the ready. Calm, not really like aggressive. He's just going to say, you're going to need to turn around, head somewhere else. This isn't for you.
Holdra sort of like looks at you and try to like even with all the weight, just like sit down on the ground, and she just sits there, and you can hear some muffling under like the mask, like and she shows you her hands and like the change, and starts to like you know, make the chains move and make the sound, and like shows you the chains. Like
I was gonna say, in Harbeck, you'll see where these trains have been dragging. These are huge, big links, and they're actually leaving a light trail behind you.
Harbeck kind of just sighs. Oh, stone take me. All right. And he looks kind of back towards the general mass of people, and he's like,
Guzgid is behind you.
"Is it? Ah! Are you in charge? You know what to do with this thing?"
Nope.
Oh. All right. Do you know who is?
Nope. Looks to Holdra though. It was very frozen.
No, hold back.
Come sit by the fire.
Oh.
Holdra is like
Looks at you, Harbeck, and Harbeck, you'll remember Guzgid. He was one of them progressive nobles, not the high bonds you wanted to hang out with. He went so far as to have a castless tattoo put on his forehead.
Oh my god.
So to try
golly.
and build relations between the
no.
two things. So I mean, he looks at you, and there's a challenge in his eyes.
He's this seems like I should have said this in the physical description because it seems like a low place to add this in. But Harbeck is pretty tall for a dwarf, actually. So he probably has like, a little bit on you, and he's just looking down at you with his, the brim of his hat. And he kind of casts a glance back at Haldra, who's, clearly muffled and chained. Just kind of, oh god. I don't think I like you. I do get it. But, I mean, that would explain it. But I don't think this thing's gonna hurt anybody, at least as long as we keep the, chains on it. And he puts his shield on his back and, I don't know, holsters his axe, sheaths it, whatever you do with an axe. Says, but it's your responsibility, so have fun with that. And he kind of just storms off towards probably to grab something to drink.
As you go, you're all right, Ufkarok.
Shakes his head.
You can head over. There's like a big lineup of barrels that are set on a cart where you can pour yourself an ale. And what about Nara and Javier? So you've looked over, you've seen this thing, this creature. Some of you may have never. Maybe Javier's seen something like this before.
Yeah, I wanted to make, what would it be, like a perception check to see, like, Sherlock Holmes, Holdra, and see what's going on, what she can assess.
Yeah, what should we say? So this is still a learning process for us all, so we thought we'd explain the system a little bit. So, Scrap, how are we doing this? It's a 3d6 system, and you basically add your talents.
Give me just 2 seconds. I will be.
Something's gone wrong.
Oh no.
Let's try anyway. So if you could roll me 3d6 plus your talent. So if you have a talent in that you're either particularly perceptive, or maybe you have got wisdom because you are an older dwarf.
What I am talented in is communication, cunning, dexterity, and I don't have a focus in it, but perception.
Sorry about that. So yeah, guys, sorry about the stream drops as well. We're getting the net transferred over to business internet, but at the moment we've got a 10-day period. Hopefully the sound stays good. Please let me know if the sound goes, but just stick with us for the visuals for now. If it sticks for too long, try a refresh. did you still want me to go through an example of how things work?
Yeah, just give a quick example, because
So essentially, when you want to do something, the DM sets a difficulty. The DM can keep it from us or tell us. The easiest difficulty, I believe, is 7 or less, and the hardest being up to the 20s, I guess.
yeah, it's up to
There is a table in the rules which tells you. I've minimized the rules somewhere. There is a table which gives you a quick reference difficulty.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm gonna
Up to 20s, don't we have 3d6?
Plus-
Isn't it
yeah,
up to
plus
8?
Plus modifiers.
Yeah.
Oh!
You can
Modifiers
add
and like
Yeah.
they're virtually impossible in the 20s. So
yeah.
Oh wow.
So I have a difficulty range, which I'm not going to tell you. I will decide to do this here and there. So, yeah, could you roll with your... I'd say you've got perception anyway, and this is going to be a pretty easy roll.
15.
Yeah, on a 15, you know what this is. You know what Huldra is. You know that you've heard tales, and you've probably come across some Qunari in your time. You like troublemakers, basically. So, you've maybe never seen a phoenix, but you've learned this. You've seen in books. You've heard from word of mouth of these strange, all-powerful, magic-using Qunari that some people think they're myth at this point.
Ooh, she's very intrigued. Harvey wants to walk over to Huldra and pop a squat and find out how this happened to her. Hey there. Oh,
Gives a little
so
wave.
so have you been traveling alone very far?
Yeah,
Oh,
barely.
come on. For stone's sake, take the muzzle off her if you're going to interrogate her.
Can I
Aw.
investigate the thing if I can take that off?
Oh, you
I
can
assume
see.
it's magic, so I can't touch it.
Oh no, it's actually not magic at all. It's restricting hers. So you can actually see where it's all clamped on around the back, and that these chains and these manacles are stopping any form of removing it. This looks like a good whack with an axe or a hammer in the right place.
Okay.
Is gonna dislodge it.
Let me see if I can break you out of here. I don't particularly like people treating you this way. You don't deserve it just because there's some chains around your neck. Let's go find you a hammer.
I have an axe.
Oh. Big man. Come bring over your axe.
I will
Huldra
come.
looks terrified.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you. I'll roll strength.
Yeah, I think you should.
So
Kill my character.
I get +3.
I'm gonna get you to roll. You only need to really beat sort of a 7. Because you're part of the Smith cast. Adukan are part of the Smith cast. You all work with metal.
17.
Yeah. How do you do this? How do you with so much precision?
Well, I've got a little spike on my axe, I think, and I just put that through a couple of the chains, and I'm just like, brace yourself! And I just lever it off with the collar, so like a fundamental bit just goes ping, and the rest just goes.
Yeah. So Huldra, you feel like a ka-chunk as this massive your bonds around your wrists are still there, the chains drop away, and this mask, this big collar, just falls and crashes to the ground. And this echoes throughout the night. This is a heavy piece of metal. And you see a lot of people who have sort of almost forgotten there's a Qunari in camp, but they jump.
I can breathe. Thank you. I'm calm.
I could sleep in that neck ring of yours.
You want it? You can have it.
It's warm. I'll take it for the night since it doesn't look like we're getting inside anywhere.
I very much appreciate it.
So
Sir.
tell me. Yeah, I don't. You may not be able to determine what gender she is. She's very old, very wrinkly, doesn't really keep up her looks very much. Hair is a little bit wilder than mine right now, pulled back with what looks like a collar of some kind. And like thick leather armor, head from shoulders down. You see a little peak of some ink on her skin, but you can't tell what it is. So tell me, how long have you been traveling with these chains?
That's a good question. Maybe a couple of days. 3 maybe? I don't know. A while.
Who gave them to you?
My clan.
Oh, internal drama.
Mm.
Tell me more.
It's
No, go on.
no, please, Alice, go on.
As you do that, an old woman sort of comes up. She's in her long robe. She's just like, "You let it out? Why did you let it out?
Can I get you a ladder?
I'm not on your back."
So you can get off my back.
So, you let it out? Don't you think it had that on for a reason?
I'm sorry, but it sits right here and it has a name.
It is a Canary. It is a member of the Qun. It is dangerous.
Well, I'm just as dangerous, so back off.
Like, but the collar's on it for a reason. I don't know why, but there's got to be a reason. Why was it in chains? And what keeper? What has a keeper? Dogs have keepers. Beasts have keepers. And you can
Harbeck,
hear a lot of Bari like jumping up and barking. There's a bit of this commotion going on.
Sure. Yeah, Harbeck is gonna walk over and he says, I thought the same way you did about a second ago when the giant person came out of the dark in chains and with the muzzle. It's really a terrifying look. They speak, so we're gonna talk it. We're gonna drop the animal dog talk. They're a person, so maybe compose yourself a little bit better. I don't know. I know things are weird up here on the surface.
This woman like grimaces at you, and she's just like,
Can I try and get her attention by gripping my axe and flexing my muscles and intimidating her with my strength? Which is my focus skill.
Wait, are you trying to intimidate her or flirt with her?
Intimidate. 100% this is
Like, if you roll bad, you
Gonna say how bad it was, yeah. I think anyone paying attention can probably see Nara just kind of circling around the back, and then eventually she's kind of making her way in. This has piqued her interest enough for her to like make herself known, I guess.
May I roll for intimidate?
yes, you may roll. And she's she's almost like glaring at Harbeck right now.
That's another 17.
How do you do this?
And on a
well,
How do you do these
He
things?
has free strength and focus and intimidation, so he gets an extra +2.
basically, if he wants to be nice to someone, he will fail. So,
Knock her down to scared Antony.
and this woman sort of backs up a little bit. She's like, "All right, I'm just warning you." And like she really awkwardly, like nervously,
As she's
backs off.
she's backing off, Harbeck's like, and I get it. Believe me, if anything goes wrong, talk to Idukan, put it on him.
"I do can." And then they sort of
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with
Well, thanks for outing me, of Karok.
yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
kind of made a scene. I don't know what else to do here.
this woman starts like she gives like a bow towards
Oh, here it goes.
and backs up. Quick.
I think at the name of Dukin as well, if you're paying attention, you can feel Nara's gaze. And it's not a friendly one.
All right, Gersgerd. You got the eyes of the camp on you while you deal with this creature that could possibly kill us all. So, recommend you do your very best.
Just passes a bit of chicken to Huldra. No, nug. Passes some nug. We had some nug supply.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, what snug?
The cutest, like.
It's like an underground
nugget
pig.
Stick.
Yeah.
It's like a hairless rabbit mixed with guinea pig.
Yeah.
I assume they're like the dwarven or the like version of like a squirrel, I guess, because they do be everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Hulra like just like takes it quite calmly and just like nom 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 nom. Just devours it. It's like
You can probably tell that Huldra has been maybe not eaten for a while. It was like she rips into this just meat and she just devours it hungrily.
oh, that's good. That's really good. Thank you, Mad Sir.
Name's Guzgeard.
Gusgeared. Gusgeared?
Close enough.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So.
And Guzgeard's a bit out of depth in a conversation, so he starts looking to Javier again, like...
Harvey still wants an answer to that, to the chains. So I'm gonna booze you up. I want to get some ale from someone, and
There's ale everywhere. There's a lot of you're basically in this. There was such a large group of you heading towards Orzammar along with all the merchants. So there are barrels and barrels of this ale, which you can easily go and grab a flagon.
okay, I'll grab 3 large cups, and she's just holding them like this, like a baby. Carries it over and hands one to each of you. Guzgeard and Huldra says, "Come on, let's blow off some steam." Cheers.
Cheers!
So, my internet is bad.
We're drinking!
We're drinking. I've brought you some ale.
Oh, okay, but my hearing is back. So
Arvia passes you this huge thing of ale.
so if I drink this, will you set me free?
You're free!
You're as free as any one of us here.
She looks at the chains and like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you still have manacles on?
oh,
Manacles, but you don't have the chains that attach to your manacles, and you don't have the big collar anymore.
oh, okay. So I only have like the hands thing.
Yeah, like the big
Oh.
hands around your arms.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I can try and break them, or there might be someone around here that can pick some locks. Never
don't-
had the skill for it myself.
You did a pretty good job with my neck piece.
You want I should break the rest? He says, finishing off his ale.
I would really appreciate that, and we can drink for real. Please and thank you.
I'll try and break the next bit of chains. Hold my beer.
Arvia holds your beer.
16.
Why are you so
Yeah.
good at this?
You, how are you breaking these? Are you literally just breaking them, or are you trying to do it?
I think I'm gonna start putting them on ground maybe and just hitting them until they break.
Yeah.
Just brute strength. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you crush these effectively, and you bend them so that they can never be put on again. And Huldra, your arms are free, your face, your neck, you are free. For the first time, probably since you were born, since you were assigned.
She tries to pick up the little dwarf and give him a bear hug. Thank you, friend.
He's very, very heavy.
She is actually kind of weak for a Canarian. So...
Yeah, you've sort of squatted down and you're trying to pull up this dwarf and nothing is happening.
I'm trying to fit. I'm trying to lift him, and realize it doesn't work, and just like pretend I didn't try to lift him.
Oh, look like a happy little family for a second there, you guys. That was precious.
Yes, it's a memory I will keep forever.
Yeah. How long has it been since you've been unchained, I guess?
So maybe a week.
Perception.
Fuck. I mean curses.
Yeah, roll for me, please.
9, 11, 12.
12. Okay, so what is it exactly you're trying to find out?
She lying. She trying to deceive me.
Huldra, are you lying?
Yeah.
So how would you sort of get caught out by Harvia? How would you tell her a little bit more about you?
So, wait, more like you know that it was sort of like
I'm just
So
like, oh, come on. I think we both know it's been a little bit longer than that. I can see the coloration difference in your skin there.
well, it's been yeah, it's true. It's been a little more than a week.
Come on now. We can share things to each other. I've got a past myself that maybe one day I'll share with you.
More than a year.
All right, slow and
Look at
steady.
Las Vegas.
You seem a little uneasy. This is your first night of freedom. I'll go easy on you. Keep drinking.
Cheers. And
Cheers.
she drinks it.
How's the crowd around going? Like, is there like?
They've seen Huldra sit down, eat, and drink. So they've relaxed, but you get every now and then you see them sort of like just check over their shoulder, and a lot of people are sat there. A lot of the dwarfs are sat there with an axe by their side, not hand on it, but it's there.
It's in case, yeah. I think Nara will come up and just take a seat around where you guys are. She's still got her hood up, and she just kind of gives Huldra a very like a peculiar look, not glaring, but just like very curious. And it's like, do you have a name?
Yes, I do.
May we have it? Forgive me,
Pardon?
where are my manners? My name is Nara.
Pleasure to meet you, Nara. Are you from this clan?
Perhaps once.
I am very intrigued by this conversation. Keep on going.
Where did you come from? Forgive me, I'm quite intrigued.
Gosh, where did I come from, at least? Where did we?
Probably walked across the land. You might not even know fully where you've come from. You've spent a lot of your life in this collar.
Is it from the north? Is it from the?
Yes, you would have crossed the
Okay.
Amazons.
Okay, I'm just telling her that like from the north, across the mountains, or something.
Sounds like quite the journey.
Yeah, it's been It's been a journey, but isn't life a journey?
I think Nara chuckles a little bit at that. Like, well, you're not incorrect. And she's gonna like come back and just mull over her drink, I guess. And just kind of eavesdrop on the conversation wherever it goes from here.
And my hearing is back. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Alice, do we, or I guess would Harbeck know, if there have been any like large battles or armies that have moved through the area recently?
Recently, so Harbeck, if you've been watching, you might have noticed, because you're mainly a surface dwarf, there were more dwarfs entering Orzammar before the gates closed, and they were heavily armored, which
Interesting.
they normally head to the deep roads. They normally don't need to leave Orzammar, but there's something
They were exiting Orzammar or entering Orzammar?
entering.
Oh. Okay. And no, obviously, no Kunari moving through the area to my knowledge.
No, this could be,
Okay.
if anything, this could even be the first one you've seen.
Right, that makes sense. Cool. I continue to brood and sip my ale alone.
Whilst you're like filling up your ale, another dwarf filling up yours. Did you see him going in there?
Yeah, I caught sight of that. What of it?
Just weird.
Yeah.
I mean, heavily armored dwarfs heading into Orzammar. That
I'm
makes-
trying not to. I'm trying not to think about what it means. Were they like surface dwarves brought into Orzammar, or were they forces called back?
These look like forces called back.
Okay. Yeah, if they're if they're garnering their defenses, means Orzammar's in trouble, and if Orzammar's in trouble and the
Yeah, but-
surface isn't,
Why not let us back in? We can help, right? Like, and you can see this guy. He's got like very light armor on, but he like
Mhm.
smacks his chest. Like, this looks like
He was gonna die.
like, fight me. Like,
yeah.
Is
Yeah,
his
we're the
armor
first to die.
red?
I would. Damn it, Scrat! I was just gonna ask. I kind of look him up and down, and I'm like, and this is ridiculous coming from Harbeck, but he's just kind of like, there are worse things than being kept out of Orzammar. You ever fight Darkspawn? You see him in the roads.
No, but I've heard about him. My dad fought him.
Oh, yeah. How's he looking these days?
Not great, but
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. It's fine. He went into the deep roads. I want
Yeah.
to go into the deep roads. I want to do something about it. You know, they've got all the stragglers left over.
Yeah, kind of feels like all of Orzammar's stragglers left over after our last big hullabaloo with the Darkspawn.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
ask
over
you-
now, ain't it?
Might be. I hope so. Let me ask you something though. What's your name, kid?
I weren't really supposed to tell names. And he sort of looks over, and you can see him look over to like this very large female dwarf, like just shaking.
He says, do you want to go back, or do you want to go into the deep roads and fight Darkspawn so that you can put a stop to them, so that you can protect Orzammar?
I want to go find my dad.
Yeah, I kind of thought that would be your answer.
Why? I can do
don't-
it.
Don't throw your life away on something that might not be there. All right?
He's down there.
And he may not be the same person that he was.
I don't understand.
Give it time. And he kind of just takes his beer and just walks away.
You see this boy sort of like eyes wander after you out of confusion more than anything.
Yeah.
And there's the settling, it's as the night goes on, you see people starting to settle down. How do you all sort of go to sleep? Or do you sleep?
Harvia is ready to pass out. She just kind of like, as the conversation slowly died down, she starts to speak up more and like telling ridiculous tales of her old life and like crazy battles she's been in that sound absolutely unbelievable. Like, I was facing 12 other dwarves, men too, and I'm the smallest woman from my caste. And people aren't really listening to her. It sounds ridiculous. She almost talks herself to sleep, like fading off, nodding, and I threw my dagger. Like, and she passes out eventually.
I think Guzgid would stay close in humor. Just
Yeah.
eating chicken,
Now I was
not really saying
Now I was
anything.
off to the side and also humoring, just like at a distance. She's actually genuinely interested.
Yeah, Harbeck definitely has a tent set up, and there are small shelves placed in this tent. Like, he has made it a nice little home. Everything is like perfectly lined up, tidy, really tidy, especially for a tent. And he sort of just lays down on his cot, and out of his out of a bag, like out of his backpack or whatever, near his cot, he takes out a small metal cube, and it's like a metal like puzzle cube, and he just starts fidgeting with it, and continues to do so until he sort of just nods off.
There we go. Hulra does not sleep. She pretends to fall asleep when all the other dwarfs fall asleep, but she's very tense and very uncomfortable in this environment.
How about Nara?
Yeah, I think she has a small tent pitched off somewhere, just not enough to be in danger, but it's a little bit off to the side. And it takes her a while to go to sleep. She's just kind of sitting outside of her tent for a long while and just kind of watching and making sure everything has calmed down, and kind of keeping an eye on Huldra as well, making sure that she's fine. And I don't think Ara gets any kind of like she doesn't dislike Huldra or anything like that. She's just like, oh, this is different, but she seems okay. A bit of an eye there, and just kind of watching and listening and seeing what she can pick up until she just passes out. Probably outside the tent still.
As the night rolls on, you hear the chatter of the dwarves and some of the humans sort of die down. Some of the fires doused. And I need you all to make a perception check for me, please.
Okay. So it's the 3d6 plus whatever our score is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is
so
it, isn't it
yeah,
plus anything we have in it? I have one of my focuses in perception is hearing. Would I get a bonus for that?
Yeah, no, I'd say you would, definitely.
Okay. So it's 3d6 plus 3 plus 2.
Yes, there you go.
Cool. So I'll just so 3d6
I got a 7.
5
You are out.
17.
Yeah. So, Javier, you are out. In fact, some of you will probably Harbeck, Huldra, and Guzgid will hear this murmuring of like this sort of like that's coming over from Javier's sort of tent. Something about throwing a dagger at someone, something that was done long ago, and Nara. In the distance, it's like your keen rogue ears, it's like they perk up. and you hear something heavy, something stone, something opening. And in the distance, you can hear one of the Mabari hounds start to bark towards the gates of Orzammar.
Alrighty. Oh shit, son. She's gonna get up and like it's like one of the Mabari is that starting like a ruckus, so they all starting to bring their attention, and like is it slowly growing into like their attention?
This seems to be one Mabari, and this is nowhere near the pack of Mabari by all of these carts and things like this.
Okay. Can I see the Mabari that's barking?
As you sort of push yourself up to have a look,
Yeah, I get my short bow out.
yeah, you see this Mabari come herring towards you, jumping, barking, sort of like you can see it is painted in blue, in big swirls and huge sort of painting, all like the war paint that you've seen before. And this Mabari is barking and jumping around you as if trying to pull you in a direction.
I was like, whoa. What is it, boy? What is it?
And like he grabs your sleeve and tugs and really, really pulls and dashes off towards the gates of Orzammar.
I think just like not even intentionally, she like quite loudly says like, "Whoa, hey," and like makes it like unintentionally makes a bit of a fuss.
Which Harbeck, Guzgid, and Huldra would have definitely heard. Harvey, maybe it's like the sort of like semi-awake, like the I thought I heard something. Was that a dream, or was that whilst I'm awake?
Yeah. If she sees anyone stirring as she's coming out, she just like puts the two fingers to her and just like whistles really loudly and like waves over because like she's got this like I assume this Mabari is like a pretty like Mabari's are big dogs, right?
Yeah, these are huge. These are big dogs, and this thing is really pulling. This is probably about the same size as you.
Yeah, Nara's pretty small for a dwarf. Like she's quite young. Yeah, so she's probably being hauled along. So she just all she does is just whistles out really loudly and calls out.
Yeah,
Hey.
Yeah, so you're not being like dragged harshly. It's just it's actually being surprisingly delicate with its teeth and trying to pull you in a direction.
Yeah, like the baby on the suntan lotion. Harbeck probably heard the dogs barking and has just been like getting dressed and getting everything nice this whole time and like straightening his armor and making sure everything's good. And then he's gonna poke his head out as Nara's being tugged away, whistling, and he's like, he kind of looks to her, and then he looks towards where the Kunari is, that he's like the first one he's ever seen in his life, and he's just like, oh, what is going on with all of this? So, and he sort of just trudges along towards Nara, like, hold on, all right.
Yeah, like if Nara stops moving, does the Mabari still like pull her, or does it like wait for her?
It's really tugging you towards.
Okay.
Thank you very much to Michael Wayne, who donates a sub to Ali. Ali, you have a reroll to gift a player. Thank you.
Ah.
Yeah, this Mabari is pulling you, and if you stop, it starts barking. You can see these, and it is really intense. It is loud. And
I think
the camp is starting to wake up as well.
Yeah, Nara's looking more and more distressed as she's seeing like all the like more people staring behind her. It's like, right, I'm coming. Just.
Yeah. Huldra, when does she hear a dog or what? Does
you hear Nara like whistling?
Oh, she just jumps up and like grabs the nearest weapon and like what is it?
And I imagine in like a huge campsite of mostly dwarves, like Huldra just stands up and is like 3 feet taller than everything.
Yeah. What? And I sort of imagine her like pull a weapon, but not like, you know, she just grabbed the nearest thing. So it could be literally like a sword attached to a dwarf, and like, what is it?
This poor dwarf ran dully on the end.
Guzgid will get down and nudge Javier and say, could be trouble.
Yeah, I think
And
if she
then I
sees that
tripped
people...
him. Where? Where's the
No, could be trouble. Be ready.
She starts scrambling and grabbing all of her arrows, her quill, and all that stuff, and gets up. Show me the trouble. I'll knock him down.
That's right. Also, the reroll was gifted to Ambly.
Hey!
Yay! Thank you. A little hot.
I think if she sees that people are getting up and whatnot, Nara will be like, I'm going, and she'll take a short bow out and knock it out. It's like, oh, I don't like this. And she's gonna follow.
Seeing you follow, the dog sprints towards the gate, and you see those huge gates of Orzammar that you know so well. And there's a small figure stumbling out of it.
Oh.
Ah, so now you decide to open up, huh?
And you hear that clank of metal of armor as this person drops to their knees and falls face down onto the floor.
Do we recognize the armor?
Balls.
Are you going over?
Hell yeah, I am.
Nara's going over.
immediately rushes forward.
Yeah. Nara, like these guys going over to the person, Nara's gonna go next to them and walk past to see where he came from with the bow.
Yeah.
And she's squatting down.
Nara, could you roll me a perception check?
Alrighty. Can I keep an ear out for things as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, alrighty. So same roll as before then. 13. The duality of man.
On a 13, you look by the doors of Orzammar, and on the side where it looks like someone has opened it, there is a bloody handprint and a trail leading up to this person. And those of you that have headed over, there is a human face down on the ground. A human dressed in blue with silver armor, who has collapsed.
Would I know that blue and silver armor?
Why would you know it? Just genuinely, a question for your character. Would you have heard tales? Would you have? I mean, everyone's heard.
Yeah, everyone's heard tales of the Grey Wardens at this point, and I feel like Harbeck would have been in Orzammar in a time where he would have at least seen them in the city before. He also has a focus on heraldry too, so I feel like he would just like immediately know this sort of famous band as he kind of kneels down in the dirt to sort of prop them up.
So, are you actually rolling him over and like picking him up?
Yeah.
You roll him over and he sort of lolls onto your lap and into your arms. He is very pale. There is blood down his forehead. There's blood running down out of his mouth, down his chin and down his neck. He does not look well. He is coughing. He's like like coughing and spluttering. And his head is lolling almost in like a dizzy state.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to make a perception check for me, please.
Okay. 2, 6, that's 8, 12, 14. 15.
On a 15, he blinks up and looks at you, and you see his eyes are fully white.
Man.
Oh.
Yeah, Harbeck immediately kind of shocked, like drops him and steps back, and then kind of composes him for a second, and he looks to Gearsgeared and to Harvey, who he assumes by their age would know exactly what this is, and he just points at him and says, he's got the taint.
Pardon?
Yeah. What's the taint?
He looks,
What? Explain.
he looks over at Holger and he says, it means he's been attacked by darkspawn recently.
What's it? Humans can't go in the dark roads.
Yeah, he's wearing looks to be a Grey Warden. They tend to have leave in the deep roads after all their assistance in the Blight, and if he's dead, that's a bad sign, because
Surely
Grey
there's
Wardens.
no darkspawn up here. Is that what you're telling us, Harbeck?
I don't think there's darkspawn up here yet. I didn't see anything else come through that door, but I get the impression there might be more darkspawn in Orzammar than I'm comfortable with.
So how do we defeat them?
That is an excellent question.
Is that Mabari still going?
That Mabari is jumping around the circle of you, like jumping and trying to pull at its master's leg. As you hear him like
Oh.
How do we fix him?
Do any of you know healing?
That's a very good question at the start. Does anyone know healing?
Oh shit!
yeah, you're going into this.
Oh no! Do we have a
Oh, oh, giggly, wiggly, we fucked that up, didn't we?
I look at Holdra.
I mean, I don't know. Would my character know any type of like putting on a bandage or like patching up someone?
You can try patch him up.
Okay.
While they're doing that, can I, where that handprint is, just really cautiously, can I go there and like peek around the corner to see, like past the doors where he came from, to see if anything's followed him?
Yeah.
I will try to make him stop dying.
That's valid.
I haven't rolled yet, so I don't know if I have plus anything, but 11.
I'd say if you can just patch him up mainly, like you're not curing him, but you are bandaging
I'm gonna make him not die.
him up. You're taking like some material maybe off of things you found and you start bandaging this guy up, and you realize as you do, this guy is almost in tatters. Like, and why is he on his own? And Nara, as you look, you sort of peer around this door into the main doors of Orzammar, and you're greeted by darkness. I need you to roll another perception for me, and yes, this is to do with hearing.
Okay.
Human, answer me.
17.
Who sent you?
17 on that one.
17. On a 17, your little dwarven hands peer around this door, and you hear something. Something in the nets is echoing. You're not too sure what it is. You can't see anything. This is complete darkness. All the torches are out.
Yeah.
All the Paragon statues are not lit, which is almost an omen in itself for the dwarves. But down below, down this tunnel, which you know goes miles to Orzammar, you hear screams. You hear fire, you hear burning, you hear explosions. You hear the screech of not just dwarfs. There's something else down there with a real haunting screech. And you only just pick this up. This isn't something the rest of you can hear from a distance. This is like an echo that Nara, you're hearing.
As Holdra is bandaging the Grey Warden, Harbeck's kind of watching it and trying to sort of staunch her expectations of how this guy's gonna do. But then turns and sees Nara by the door by herself and like panics and starts running over to her. He's like, hey, come away from there. You don't know what. He quietly approaches.
Listen.
And listening for it, he pokes his head kind of just a little bit over her and looks in, and as soon as
Street is it?
Yeah, exactly. As soon as he sees the entryway to Orzammar is not lit up, that he can't see the paragons, which he has wanted to see for years and years and years now, ever since he was thrown out. Even coming here today, he didn't expect to actually look inside Orzammar. And looking over Nara's head into this darkness, and then hearing the screams, his eyes just go wide and his arms kind of fall limp to his side as he stares over her into this darkness, just awestruck.
Thank you very much to Devel666 for the subscription using Twitch Prime. Thank you.
Yay!
You have a reroll to gift a player. Carry on, Nara.
I think seeing or just sensing that he's kind of gone, because she just kind of turns and like, whoa, hey, just kind of. It's like, no time for your trauma now. We have to get out of here.
Just in the, just like a zoom in on this like stunned dwarf with dramatic silence, and then kind of like little like cat paw like. he snaps it. Oh, what? Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
As you look in after Nara, as Nara turns back to tell you, we need to go. I need you to make a perception check.
I'm gonna get an arrow in the back, aren't I? We need to go.
That is a 15 again.
On a 15, you look into this darkness. And in this darkness, you hear this breathing. This heavy breathing, this... And it's almost got like a snarl and a growl to it. And two eyes blink at you.
I place a hand on kind of like I get not the scruff of Nara's neck, but clothing or whatever, and just
starts
sort
to run towards you.
crap.
You hear this hulking mass charge.
pull her back and immediately just start. And I look at her and I'm like, "Get out of here! Run for it!" And I head back towards the group like, "We got trouble coming out of that gate right now."
Kuzgit gets his axe. All right, let's do it.
I mean, can I see the eyes and stuff running at us now?
As he alerts you, you turn and you can see in the darkness this figure, this hulking figure, almost human, slightly taller than human size, almost like galloping, almost on all fours towards you.
Thanks, I hate it.
Are you closing the door, or are you leaving this door open?
If Harbeck's still with me, it's like these doors were shut for a reason.
Yeah, I thought the door was I thought it was like a giant gate. If it's small enough that we can close it, then
this is a huge. It was pushed open.
Okay.
By Nara, so you could.
Okay, yeah. Then he would.
Yeah, I'll pull it back as well. Yeah.
Try to brace it.
Or as he's shutting just through the gap, I want to fire an arrow.
Right.
Yeah, fire an arrow. Fire.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Go. Roll for it.
Roll. Alrighty. I roll with Dex for that one. So just
Dexterity check versus this creature's armor.
Okay. So it's the 3d6 plus my 3 in Dex.
Yeah.
Okay. 12 and I don't think I get anything else with that.
On a 12, you see as it comes towards the door, you slam this door shut, and there is a screech as your arrow hits into the shoulder of this creature, and you close the door. And literally, as your fingers come free, as you pull the door shut, you feel this crash as something throws itself at the door. And you can hear that snarling, that scratching at the door, which stops briefly when you hear more footsteps and more footsteps and more.
We need to evacuate this place.
And you hear what you probably recognize as the metal, that clanking sound of a sword being dragged.
Harbeck looks back at Gearsgard and he says, "Abandon this," and he's like clearly trying to wrestle with the idea of like walking away from this place that already cast him out, but that he cares so much about, and it takes him just a second to connect with it, and he glares at Gearsgard, but he looks back at the camp of people and he's like, yeah. All right, yeah, we need to get everyone up and we need to get out of here now, because if Orzammar is not there, then there's nothing keeping him from us.
Flee, you fools, flee!
Yeah, I think once Nara hears this, she's gonna run out, and she just steps up on like a pedestal, and like her whole demeanor changes. She whistles for everyone's attention. She's like, "Right, we need to leave now." And
see from the commotion and seeing you run over there, people have already started pulling their carts away and trying to get away from this area. The Mabari are going crazy. A lot of them have run towards you, towards the door, and started jumping up at this door, scratching down, barking ferociously.
Oh, Harvey doesn't want the little pups to get hurt, so she's trying to pull them away. Like, go back to your master. Go, go.
And you hear a couple of whistles, very much like Nara did, and the dogs return to their owners, and you see these carts being pulled away. And Nara, because you're so close to the door, hearing, you can hear what sounds like drums. Drumming is just coming from the depths, echoing. And Harbeck, you may hear this slightly, but Nara, you feel it.
do I recognize it? Would I recognize it as like a war drum from Orzammar,
This is
or
a steady war drum. This is not Orzammar. You are hearing no Orzammar drums.
okay? I think hearing this, like, she ups her pace and she's just like yelling like commands, like move, 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 go, go, just helping out like wherever she can. And like it's like hold on a minute, she's got hood down, she's booking it, she's getting people's carts out, getting everyone out of there.
Yeah, what is everyone doing as this happens?
Yeah, as Nara focuses more on the camp, Harvey's grabbing all the dogs. I'm going to look towards Haldra and say, you want to leave now. We need to get out of here. I don't know if you are familiar with Darkspawn, wherever you come from, or dwarves for that matter, but Orzammar was the last thing keeping Darkspawn that remained from the Blight off the surface, and if they've come through the city, that means there has to be a lot of them. And as he's speaking, I imagine the drums are getting a little bit louder.
The drums get louder.
And he kind of grabs Holdra more. I don't even know by the like.
Do you just put your you just put your hands on her hips, and she's like, "Remove your dirty hands from me."
Oh gosh.
He glares, but he gives her a slight like push in the direction of the camp and whatever direction they're heading out. And then he's gonna look at Harvey and Gersgerd, and he's like, "All right, everybody, out. Let's go."
Oh. So what are these things anyway? Like, are these demons or?
Yeah, actually, you know what? You got it in one. I think demons is gonna be appropriate for the time being.
Okay. Yeah, we should leave.
Okay, you hear yelling, you hear carts disappearing, you see people dousing fires, stamping it out. People are sprinting. They don't know what this is. They haven't seen what you've seen, but they have seen the reaction, they've seen the alarm. And this warden lies at your feet.
Do they have would there be like not necessarily a banner, but some kind of like insignia on his clothing of the wardens?
Is on the front of his
on his breastplate, but is there like a piece of cloth I could tear off or something?
Oh yeah, the blue itself all down his sleeve.
Okay.
Did I manage to stabilize him, or is he gone?
No, he's still alive. He's not bleeding anymore, but there's something wrong with him.
He's
He's throwing fits. He's sort of trying to grab at anything. He's grabbing at the ground, he's grabbing at you, he's grabbing at like himself.
I think I'm just gonna like toss him over my shoulder and like start running with him.
Yeah.
She grabs him, puts him over her shoulder, and takes off before Harbeck can really do anything. And he's like, "Oh no! All right." I assume because it's his Mabari that the Mabari would follow.
The Mabari is tearing off.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
after
then-
it sort of looks, actually, it casts a look back at all of you before heading off.
Cool. In that case, Harbeck is just going to wait for Harvey and Gearsgear to get going before he takes off.
You hear a crash as something is trying to get through this door. It's like something is throwing itself against this door. But the doors of Orzammar are strong. But you've, again, Nara, being so close as you're listening, you feel like this vibration as it hits.
I think that's enough for her. She's like, hearing that and feeling how close it is or whatnot, she's gonna run out and make sure that everybody's gone. Like any stragglers, any of like the lower caste or anything that can't get out.
Yeah, you see
Or like
people
any
picking up
stragglers.
their children picking up their goods. They are
Yeah,
out of there.
she's like yelling. It's like we need to move, go, and she's just like anyone who's got like a baby cart stuck, she's like helping out wherever she can and just making sure everyone is out before she has to leave.
Guzgid will be silently intimidating people into moving faster. Anyone who seems to stop and slack, Guzgid is just nearby, watching.
Some of them know exactly who you are, so they're already moving. But these people don't seem to, like, they need to be told twice to move. The ones you're telling to move are the ones that are really stopping to try gather their things.
Yeah, I think seeing Nara seeing Guzgid just like stand there and do things, and it's just like, Anakin, help or leave. Like, get those hands of yours dirty and do something. And she's just like helping these people like gather the things and telling them like, you need to go. It's not important.
And they're like, oh, okay, and they're just like literally grabbing each other and they're running.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guzgid will take that. Yeah, he'll take that fairly well. In fact, he will start helping people.
Nara gets decked in the face.
No, he takes it well. He agrees. Maybe his silent manipulations aren't the best way to do things right now. So he will start lending his strength to people pulling carts out of the mud or whatever.
Harvey isn't very strong or quick, so she's just lingering back at the pack, like crossbow ready, facing the door, walking backwards.
I think once people have started to do that, she's going to stand by Javier with a short bow out. Once like people are on their way.
Slowly back away from this door. And
Yeah.
particularly Javier and Nara, you see this banging against the door and you think for a second it splits, like a crack emerges. You hear an almighty roar erupt from the depths as you back away from Orzammar. You walk for a while, a very long time. You know there is a small village on the edge of Lake Callahand. Which there is an island in the middle of Lake Callahand. There's nothing on it yet, but you know people will head over there.
Yeah, Harbeck would stay with the group as long as, at least for as long as the camp is moving together as a solid body. He's sort of just making sure that everyone is able to follow along and get to safety.
Yeah, Nara's. Sorry, you go.
No, go on.
Oh yeah, I said that Nara's just keeping an ear out and just listening intently for anything they're being followed directly, or like the gates have been breached finally. I think she expects like some kind of almighty like bang the moment the doors are open. Yeah.
You back away and you can see it's starting to get light. This is the early hours of the morning, the dawn, the sun is coming up. And in the distance, you do hear a crash. Now you're miles away, so you're not too sure how this must be a huge crash as this happens. And Nara, I need you to make me a perception check. And Javier as well, I think, if you're still backing up.
Ready with the hearing bonus as well?
Yep, that's fine.
12.
11. Oh,
You
beans.
both don't see anything. You hear
God damn it!
this crash, you hear this roar, and you hear, well, maybe not hear, you feel thousands of feet on the ground.
Pick up the pace, people.
You can
Yeah,
see
I think
this village in the distance, you know, it's maybe a couple more hours walk. And Huldra, you can hear this man on the back of your shoulders murmuring, head lolling.
Well,
hissing.
what are you saying? Speak up.
He says nothing.
I try to poke him a little. Hey, human.
Nothing happens. He lolls back into this strange, just like it's like he's in throes. He is not trying to get off you, but he is trying to fight demons and monsters that are not there. And he is swinging his arms and kicking his legs and trying to throw his body from you.
Harbeck, so Harbeck has been keeping kind of a loose eye on this. He is going to run up to Huldra and he's going to say, just a ways around this bend, around that tree there. We got a cart down. Someone's lost a wheel. You're, a sight larger than most of us. Do you think you can give a hand on that? I'll take care of this guy. I'll watch him. All right?
Sure thing. And I literally take the guy and like put him over. And like I'm on it.
He takes it kind of like over the shoulders and then like tips over, lays him down. And as soon as Huldra's out of sight, he's going to kneel over the dude and hold him as still as he can and look at him. And he says, all right, bud. You and I knew how this was gonna end, I imagine. And I am real sorry about that, but I cannot lead a bunch of people into a village with a tainted warden, have that warden turn on them, especially given that they're probably all gonna have to run for it as well. So I'm sorry about this, and I'm gonna take a bit of the griffin and blue from his sleeve and wrap it kind of just around my wrist so that I have it, and I'm gonna take my axe and I'm gonna put it in his throat.
Yeah,
Can we see this? Can we all see this?
I don't know. Harbeck, have you?
I would have made sure, like, if you want me to do like a perception or something, maybe someone does see it, but he definitely would have made sure he was alone.
Okay, unless... Okay, I tell you what. If you want to try see this, you need to roll like a 16, 17 to maybe catch the end of what is happening.
Nope.
Nope. And if no one else rolls...
No, I think he specifically made sure Huldra
Yeah.
was.
You were running.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was off,
definitely.
so I'm not even gonna roll for that.
As you do this, the axe hits the throat.
Avery, you're muted.
Sorry, yeah, I think myself and Javier might catch the tail end of it if we were to catch it at all. Because
Yeah,
I think
roll
we're
for
a bit,
for it.
yeah.
And
But I hear
you'll hear him talking if you do.
I don't think Harvey is paying attention to what the rest of the people are doing. I would actually, I know it's a big group of folks, but she's probably trying her best to mask the trail that we're leaving.
Yeah.
And
How are you doing that? Have you got a specific way or?
What kind of land are we traversing through? Is it just forest, heavy forest?
This is quite open at the moment. You're near a lake. This is almost like open fields. There's some bits of forest, but there's not like a dense forest.
Okay, Jeff, were you lying about the cart, or was there actually a cart?
Oh, I was definitely lying about the card.
Oh, okay, sweet.
He knew that he had to kill
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Holder is like gonna come back after, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes, and like, dwarf. So I didn't find the cart. They must have fixed it or something. Where's the human? Or did you? Is he lying there, or did you hide the body?
Before Huldra comes back, as happens, the axe goes into the throat, and the blood sort of starts to drain from there. You notice this blood is black.
Yeah.
And his eyes stare at you widely for that split second. And as it hits, he quickly reaches out for you with a screech and tries to grab towards you.
He sort of
avoid this. He is like
he steps back. He doesn't immediately go in for another blow. He figures he's probably gonna die after that.
Yeah, it sort of falls back, head tilted, and lays there.
What weapons do I have an axe in them all? Yeah, he looks at the black blood on the blade of his battle axe, and then like down at his clothes, and realizes that he did not take time to get his tent or any of his crap. He just kind of has his backpack and his axe and shield and his maul, and he looks at the battle axe and he sort of just tosses it on the ground and runs a hand down his face with a sigh, and then he's gonna head in the direction that he told Huldra to go, hoping that he can cut her off before
as you go to leave this body, the Mabari lays by it whining and looks up at you. It doesn't seem angry though. But it does look up at you, confused more than anything.
Yeah. So I imagine he would like turn to go, kind of not really thinking about it, and then hear the whine and stop and turn around. And he looks at it, and he's like, he sees kind of the black blood on the body and this dog.
It's got war paint painted all over this.
Yeah, it's blue, right?
It's like a blue war paint.
Blue war paint.
This Mabari is staring at you, looking back at its owner, and sort of sniffing a bit, but not acknowledging it, and then looking back at you.
He, oh man, here we go. Harbeck's gonna turn around and he's gonna walk in the direction he was going, but as he gets like 5 feet away, he just whistles.
And the Mabari sort of slows for a moment and then pads towards you and sits by your side.
Got a war dog.
I'm gonna set.
Yeah, I imagine he kind of gives it a scritch and then walks towards where he very clearly sees Huldra walking back towards him.
Yeah. So that was like, dwarf, there was no cart that needed my assistance.
He looks way up at her and he's like, yeah, I thought it would be easier. I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it would be easier just to do this alone. And I know what it's like when people get conceptions about folk. I didn't want you to be involved. That man wasn't gonna make it. And with the taint, they come back as something else. So,
sorry, I tuned out. I didn't hear what you were saying, but it was probably not important.
As soon as she says that, he just kind of like stops and grimaces and then nods.
So what happened to the human?
He's fine. he got up. He decided to go back to the city and defend it.
Did he? Like Holray's not dumb. This is like she's not from your culture, but she's not stupid. Do I have to roll deception for that?
Go for it.
It's like if I roll 3 ones.
Aldra, if you roll perception, and Harbeck, you roll deception.
Okay.
I'll
Do I
put
have? I don't know if I have plus anything in that.
3d6. And then I would add probably your communication score
Mhm.
would make the most sense.
Okay. I don't have any right now.
Oh my
So-
god.
I was no need to.
Yeah,
No
you're
need to.
so
This is like, do you know the odds of this?
So Aldra, you're looking at Harbeck. A war Mabari sits by his side, looking up at him, and he has this black blood
Yeah, and
Now-
a warden's sleeve
and a
like
warden's thing tied around his wrist. His blood is, you can see it across his face.
I
and
also
down his clothes.
I can also see the dead body over there, like
He's like just being in the bush.
with his axe.
yeah, I'm like,
Stick it out of a bush.
yeah. I'm just gonna yeah. Holder's actually gonna do that, and like you're not a very good liar. And she drops the body again on the floor.
He looks back at her and he's like, I just didn't want to have to explain it again. And then he here's like what he said before about the taint and having to put it down so it didn't turn like a zombie would essentially. And also to spare anyone seeing you do it because he knows that you're like from a hated culture here. Like he didn't want it to be pinned on you. I
No,
know.
I'm joking. It's like yeah, good call. I have this hearing thing
Mm.
going on, so sometimes I can't
Yeah.
hear people. Don't take it personally. Okay, let's move on.
And yeah, and so I would rejoin the rejoin the
Yeah, at
group.
this point, I think Harbeck and Holder, you'd reach Guzgid, Nara, and Javier. And you'd probably recognize that Harbeck's looking a little bit different. And there's now a dog trailing him, and there's no water.
No, I just kind of like, yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah. He's quietly to Harbeck, you made the right move.
Yeah, he nods. Yeah, well, easy when it's the only move to make.
I'm still hurt that you lied to me though, twice.
Yeah, well, you know,
So
my bad. Trying to
Holdra
Spare.
will remember this.
he Harbeck looks at Gersgeard, having seen him help people out with moving all their stuff and everything. He says, "Did you actually do some work, Dukin?"
Can I get you a ladder?
Oh
So you can get off my back?
no, yeah, that's fine. All right.
Oh, golly.
no need to, dwarf. You're a bit short.
Do we have any spare tires laying around from these carts? Let's make some stamps into the ground. Mask our trail.
Clever. Yeah. Can we see any, like...
Yeah,
And
there's
then
some
part of the
people have
cart's like-
abandoned these carts completely. Some people have just gone and noped out of there.
That's fair.
Just run. In fact, you can see some food upturned where people have just abandoned their trade to get out of here. And down in the village below, you can see people arriving.
If we look back, can we hear marching still?
You can't hear marching anymore.
Yeah.
You can't
Okay.
you can't feel that vibration in the earth.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll look to Javier. It's like, you were planning on masking our trail, correct?
Yeah.
It's a good idea. May I help you?
Yeah, absolutely. Just divert it away from this town as much as possible. Maybe going into following the river or the lake, whatever it was we were next to.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nara, like, even though like she's like Javier spent like that night drunk a lot, I think Nara kind of recognizes that this old dwarven woman has a lot of knowledge behind her. This kind of stuff that she'll follow and do what she's told for this part. With like masking the trail.
Yeah, you can mask this trail. And from as you're very close to this village now, as you sort of backtrack yourselves as you have directed it in a different direction, and you can hear a bell ringing.
From the village?
Arvia from the village. You would recognize this bell. This is the bell of the chantry. You hear them calling the people of the village to the chantry.
Okay. I guess we should make our way back to the village then, once we've finished our work.
You can see not like pandemonium going on, but there looks to be some sort of people are panicking, some people are headed straight to the chantry. And as you run towards this village, you look out over Lake Callahan and you can see a tower. The tower is starting to form and be built up over on this island. You see that this is a work in progress. And you can see lots of boats heading over to this island. Probably workman boats, not escape vessels or anything like that. But you see people flock to this chantry, and as you enter into this village, there's a lot of people running around. You see a young elf carrying lots of boxes, running behind what you can assume is maybe their master, heading after them as people flock into the chantry, and you can see a sister stand at the door saying, "Everyone, come in! In!"
Has our like larger camp group arrived, and are they
You
being
can see some of
welcomed
them are
in?
there. You can also see some of them have just kept going. You can see
Okay.
track marks that mean they've just kept going.
All right. Harbeck is processing a lot of things, but he's been looking at just fidgeting with the tie around his wrist, and he walks up to Harvey. He says, you're used to the surface, right? You've been up here a while.
Yeah. What do you want to know?
I'm just curious what you think we should do. I mean, should we keep moving? Head out to that island? I don't know, maybe hole up in the chantry over there? I never really trust those types, but I'm not sure what's behind us.
Well, I'm with you there. I don't really trust them either, but numbers win here. There's no sense going off in the small group that we are.
Yeah.
I say we stay and go with the people.
Yeah, all right. I can get behind that. And Harbeck's gonna just kind of help out ushering people into the safety of the chantry.
Yeah, there's women, children, men, elderly, all being ushered into this chantry. There are two sisters at the gate, getting people to run in as quickly as possible. And who isn't ushering people in? Who is still stood in the village and who is headed straight into the chantry?
I think Nara's still in the village.
Okay. So, Nara, you see over the hill from where you came, these small black spots start to appear in the distance.
Like smoke or?
Things, creatures, start to appear on the horizon.
Bitch. They're coming towards us?
They don't seem to be charging towards you, they seem to be scouting, looking.
Okay. Alrighty, I think would I recognize that these are like some kind of scouts or sentry or anything like that?
Yeah,
like,
sort of in, like,
piecing things
groups of
together?
three. They're groups of three,
Okay.
so there's not like a force moving towards you.
Okay. Alrighty. Seeing this, I'm gonna start ushering people in, and I think I'm gonna go back to Harbeck and it's like, you seem quite knowledgeable about this thing, and I'll point at the
You can grab them
things
out.
in the sky and just say, do you know what these are?
They're in the sky?
No, they're
Oh,
coming
okay.
over the horizon. They're stood on the top of this.
Okay, I see.
They seem to be looking where Nara and Javier were, changing the tracks.
Yeah, he's gonna say, I mean, it looks like some kind of scouting party, and I'm pretty sure they know about our ruse, which means they're most likely gonna head here.
Look at the
Well, little-
chartreuse. Are we going to be sitting ducks here?
That's. I mean, it's a toss-up, kid. It's we have strong defenses, strong walls. We have food and water, but I mean, we can hold off a lot of them, but probably not as many as it would take to take down Orzammar. So
Yeah, with all due respect, they took down the gates of Orzammar. I don't think this village is going to do much.
yeah, I mean, you're
I
not
heard
wrong.
I heard that gate come down. We all did.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Look, I have a crazy idea. Scouting parties aren't armies. They're information. If they don't get back to the main body of it, we may be fair sight better.
While he's talking, can I just keep an eye on the scouting party? Do they seem to have like fallen for the ruse? Are they going off in a different direction, or are they still?
There seems to be a few more appearing. Some of them seem to be following your route that you laid for them, though one or two remain still looking at this route.
Okay. Well, it seems like the trail that Javier and I left is redirecting a few, so that takes a number off our tail. So
Yeah. If we can maybe grab one on the approach and then grab the other as they double back, might be able to take them one at a time. Me, you, Dukin for whatever he's worth, man. Knows an axe. Maybe
that's
Harvey.
all we know. It's about all he knows.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And then maybe if we can convince that Kunari to come with us, I mean, you know, as
You're talking about me?
oh my God, where did you come from?
Yes.
Nothing that big can be that quiet.
Jesus!
Yeah. So
Find a paragon!
I do that a lot.
he looks up at Holdra and kind of goes over, proposes the same plan of trying.
I heard you. You guys are talking a bit loud, but yeah, I disagree. We should not take them out because, like you said, they're not an army. They're scouts. They're information, and if we take out them not coming back is information enough for send more of them.
Yes, but that information will take longer to get back than them finding us and going there now.
Yeah,
we must make sure they don't find us then.
Right now, it seems like our only play is to bide our time. I don't think.
Now,
I mean,
can I throw something in here? And players, it's kind of a dick move, so if you don't like it, I cannot do this. But I sort of saw Guzgid hanging around at the back. Would it be fair to say that Guzgid would have also seen these little black spots?
Oh no!
If Nara has brought attention to Harbeck to show him, I'd say both Harvey and Guzgid would have seen them as well, and obviously Holdra as well.
I mean, I'll be a little bit separate because I've just got this little image in my mind of Guzgid already running towards them with his axe.
Fucking Anakin.
Yeah, Javier, you look up and you see Guzgid heading up this hill to these 3 darks.
Well, Harvey is like leaning back against the wall with their arms crossed, just like, hey, everyone, while you're bickering, looks like this one's gone and taken the action into his own hands.
Harbeck looks at her and he's like, I mean, it's not bickering we're in. And he looks at Gursky and he's like, oh.
Nara looks up and
Don't
she's like,
take me.
there's like, are all nobles idiots?
Well, hold on now. Some of us used to be.
Oh,
all
sorry.
right? Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's fine.
Are all
They don't
Adokins
like me much
idiots?
anyway. Yes, 100%, absolutely.
Have you dwarfs heard about the saying survival of the fittest?
Yeah.
I don't think that applies to him, and I point towards.
Yeah, Guzgid, you're heading close now.
Yeah. Should we help him or let nature do its part?
No, go. Yes, we.
Okay.
have to
Yes,
let's
just
go.
asking.
God knows that if the Adokins find out that we let their son die,
Right.
they'll have our heads.
Guzgid, these darkspawn turn towards you and break into a run.
Come on, then!
With this yell and this cry and this snarl. They come herring towards you and you hear a horn sound. The rest of you see this. And that rumble in the ground again. As you feel thousands and thousands of feet move.
Yeah.
Now that. Well,
As-
there goes our element of surprise.
As we hear thousands and thousands of feet move towards us.
You feel the drumming in the ground.
Oh, like the whole army drumming. Okay. Harbeck is running towards Gersgeard with his dwarf legs, and he has a maul and a shield, and he's running towards him. And as he starts to make the connection with the sounds that he's hearing, he sort of skids to a stop, and instinctively just sort of points towards Gersgeard, and he's like, "Mabari, bring him back!" And he wants the Mabari to go kind of grab him because he's much faster than he is and pull him back so that we can get out of here because we're
This
not going to fight a
dog
whole army.
sprints up the hill at your command. Guzgid, this thing runs towards you. You see the saliva leave its teeth as it screams and yells at you with this huge, horrible sort of black-like weapon with big, almost like a razor edge. As it swings for you,
Can I, like, who gets initiative? Because as soon as I'm within range, I want to make a charge attack.
we're gonna roll now. We're gonna roll for initiative.
Oh,
Alice, you promised no fights! And his granny's ruining
roll.
everything!
A 1d6, and whoever gets highest goes first.
Well, thanks guys for joining us for this one shot because we're all about to die.
Guess whose fault it is?
You do this.
Oh, okay. So I'm actually going to do this slightly narratively between Guzgid and this Darkspawn. So, Holdra, you are running up behind your last Harbeck. You are chasing after your Mabari, who is sprinting up there. Guzgid, you see Guzgid and this Darkspawn lock axe and blade. Guzgid, what are you doing?
So as soon as I'm within range, I'm going to use the charge attack. I'm going to use half my speed distance, charge in to gain a +1 to my attack, and then I'm going to swing at the beast with all my strength. So with the extra +1, a 10.
Can I just confirm something? That little red box.
That
Round
means
it.
I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 2.
Okay. So you shove the first one off and it falls over as you push this action and you charge towards the second. Describe how you kill this thing.
Teehee. Well, as I run in, I I plant my foot and spin on my heel, bringing the axe around like a baseball swing, just straight into its midsection. Or is it a Genlock or a Hurlock? How tall is this thing?
No, this isn't one of the big ones. This is just a scout.
Oh, then yeah, I'm gonna lop its head clean off.
Yeah. And probably from a distance, Nara and Harvey, you will see this just like a pop as this head sort of pops off, basically, and you see this Mabari tearing forward. And Guzgid, this Mabari grabs you around the leg and starts pulling. Harbeck, what are you doing? There are two. There's one on the floor, one dead, and there's one that is turning towards to look at Guzgid, and you're now Mabari.
As Harbeck runs up, sort of cursing Gersgird's name, he is going to attack the one on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
3d6 plus 3. Maybe? Is it going? There it is.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Yeah, how do you finish this one off?
So it turns to look at Gersgird, and then Harbeck's sort of just there between the two of them suddenly, and he's going to bash it with his shield to take it back a step, and then just hit it with the maul across the face.
Yeah, you feel that pressure as it like crashes into your shield effectively, and as you crash across the face, you feel that that weight, and you hear that crunch as it drops down to the floor, and that black blood just splatters across you again. You're already sort of bloodied self. You're looking quite a mess right now.
Fun thing about the Dragon Age combat system, when you roll doubles, you get a thing called a stunt point.
Oh yeah.
If you get a stunt point, that means you can do cool things later. The only one that I really truly read was for 2 stunt points you can do a mighty blow.
Yes.
Which does an extra d6 of damage, which is what I'm probably only be using, but it's worth looking at the reference table for the stunt points. Stunt points do cool things.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I
So you have gained a stunt point.
Yeah,
right now.
awesome. Perfect.
Huldra, you are coming up close behind. You've seen right now is you've seen Guzgid come and just take the head off the top of this darkspawn. He's now got Mabari trying to drag him back in the direction he came in. So you can hear like not a snarling, but a growl, a determined growl. And you see all this happening as Harbeck runs up and just completely crashes this darkspawn across the face as another one appears over the ridge, and you see it with this huge horn in its mouth as it bellows this sound out again.
Oh, is it time to... Do I have time to stop it, or is it too late?
No, it sounded the horn.
Oh, great. I'm gonna pick up the nearest like small tree or branch or something, like a huge branch, and use it as a staff, and just like baseball that guy.
Yeah, roll for it.
And make a home run. That's my plan. Let's see how it works out. Or something. 12 plus something.
Yeah, on a 12 you hit, and as you crash into this darkspawn, the horn leaves its grip and it smashes on the floor. This looks to be made of like the horn of some sort of animal as it crashes, and this thing tumbles to the floor. Harvia, what are you doing as you are seeing this utter chaos erupt above you?
So they've all pretty much been taken out, though, huh?
There's one that is still up, and it's turning and starting to run towards Harbeck. And then there is one that has just been struck by a branch by Huldra.
Alright, the one running towards Harbeck, I will shoot a crossbow at.
Go for it.
And I think add my perception to that instead. Do I just... how do I roll? Is it roll 2 attack and then damage, same thing, or how is that?
Scrap. You scrap?
Yes.
Yes. So when we roll an attack, is it roll the 2d6?
3d6, just like an
3D
ability.
It's like a normal roll. It's like a 3d6.
Yeah, the
Okay.
your difficulty is the defense of a creature's armor.
And what does she
Okay.
add to a ranged attack?
Yeah.
I've just been looking
It's
that up.
perception.
Yeah.
It's perception.
Oh, cool.
7 to hit.
Yeah, you sort of you see this darkspawn pull up this huge axe if it's about to hit Harbeck, and it sort of swings up, and your arrow sails through the air. And Harbeck, you feel like that whistle and that sort of quick sort of gush of air just straight past your ear as this goes into the shoulder near the neck of this thing, and it doesn't fall over, but it knocks it straight back as it tries. And you suddenly realize how close you were to this axe coming down on you.
Should I roll damage?
Yeah, go for it.
7.
This looks pretty badly, like you've caught it in the neck, and it seems to be trying to grab at its neck. It's not dead, but it's definitely fallen over. Good. Well, Nara, what are you doing? Have you literally just watched?
I think after hearing or like feeling the drums of that army like in our direction, I think I've bolted straight to the chantry and trying to get people out.
Yeah, you can run into the chantry, and you can see these sisters. They are starting to open this what looks like a trap door down at the back of the hall, and they are ushering people underneath the chantry.
Okay.
And stood amongst them is a very tall female, a human female in huge armor, sword in hand. She's yelling demands and directions for people to get out.
Yeah. I'm gonna run to her. She seems like the one in charge, I'm guessing. I'm gonna run to her and just be like, there is an army large enough to break open the gates of Orzammar on the way here. Is this going to be enough?
An army.
And she just like nods gravely.
Like, you just see her to just start shoving people basically down this hole fast as she's like, you're a dwarf, right? You're used to being underground.
Not recently, but yes.
No, but you know your way through tunnels. Can you get them out? Can you lead them out? This
Okay.
chantry takes them all the way underneath the lake. If you can get them to the other side and get them out.
I think she just nods like, do what I can. Like it's not, I was leaving.
And she sort of she grabs your arm. She's like, "What's your name?"
Nara for Elmas.
Nice to meet you, Nara. My name's Ariana. Good luck. And she just slaps you on the back and effectively pushes you down this
Oh my god!
thing.
Well, time to roll a new character, guys. I'm out. Peace.
You're being dragged by this Mabari, and it is really pulling you. It's almost pulling you over as it's trying to drag you back.
So the last one, sorry, what happened to the last one? I was looking up wonderful two-handed things I can do.
One of them is has been hit with a massive stick and has stumbled backwards, and the other one has been hit by an arrow in the throat and looks very worn down, and is holding his throat.
I'll sort of look at the dog, annoyed that it's not letting me charge in with my two-handed axe. I'll drop my two-handed to one hand, take one of the throwing axes from my side, and I'll throw it at the thing. The throwing axe, it's a long handle with a really long blade on the sharp point.
Yeah, roll for me and roll damage. Well, let's see if it hits first.
Wait, what was my dexterity? Or is it... No, hang on, no, it specifies in the weapon it's strength, so even better, I can actually just use my strength. Awesome. 14.
Yeah, on a 14 you hit. And this thing is weak already. Which one were you going for? The one clutching its neck or the one that just got hit by Huldra?
The one that just got hit by Huldra. Let's protect our weird friend.
Yeah. Yeah, you, how'd you kill this thing with this hand axe?
I throw it like the, traditional style, end over end, and I think it's just gonna catch it right in the forehead.
Yeah, You see it sort of jolt quite slightly, and before it just tumbles back.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my turn growling at the Mavari.
Yeah, it growls back. As it sort of starts to, it's really dragging you now. And Harbeck, it's your turn. There is one left, and it's bleeding out on the floor.
Army approaching.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh no. There it is. Cool. We can still hear the army, the drums and
Yeah,
the
you can
feel
hear
it
the
rumbling.
army.
Okay. I'm going to ignore the one bleeding out on the ground, and I'm going to turn to Gersgeard and kind of grab him and just say, Gersgeard, Idukin, there's an army coming. We're not going to fight it ourselves. And there's a lot of beer waiting for you in that chantry. Go.
Do you think
And
the
I'm
Chantry's gonna stand against an army?
I think walls are going to stand against arrows. Come on. And I'm going to sort of just try to pull him along as I head back towards town.
Because you are effectively dragged back by Harbeck and a Mabari running down. And Huldra, what are you doing?
I'm probably just gonna follow Harbeck.
Yeah. And Javier, you've seen Nara disappear into this chantry.
Mm-hmm.
Are you following, or are you waiting for them?
I have a question first. Are Darkspawn like intelligent at all? Could you have a conversation with
No.
them? Okay. Never
Just
mind.
just think mindless monster.
Okay.
Actually,
Yeah,
perception check, please.
sure. $15.
On a 15, you see Harbeck, Guzgid, this Mabari, and Huldra tearing down the hill towards you. And as you do at the top of the hill, you see, one by one, these dark spawns start to appear over the horizon. You hear that roar. You feel those feet. And coming up amongst them, this huge hulking great creature, something you've not seen this big for a while, an ogre. This huge head upon this almost overly sized, disproportionate body.
Guzgid starts fighting back. Guzgid starts fighting back.
Huge
Come on, look at him!
horns.
Important question. Does it have the arrow in its shoulder?
Yes, it does.
Yes!
There is an arrow just sticking out of its shoulder. It doesn't seem bothered by it. It's just there. In fact, it looks like there's quite a few in there. It looks like some other people have tried to stop this on the way off. And it sees you and it leans forward, just throws back its arms and roars. And the rest of you will hear this, but Harvey, you'll see it.
Yeah. While they're running up, trying to get back into the chantry, into the tunnel, I'm covering them, cover fire with my crossbow.
You can just pepper arrows. You can just fire
Okay.
over and over again, clearing their path.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then as soon as everyone has gone past me, I will then be the last one to make my way down into the tunnel.
Yeah, so all of you are flooding towards this chantry. And as you're running down this hill, and as Harvey looks up into the sky, you feel a gust of wind above you. And Harvey, you feel like the sun is almost completely blocked out. For a moment, as wings take off overhead, and you hear and you see this dragon, this huge black dragon, soar overhead. It's come in a different direction from Orzammar, and it sails over this army, and it crashes onto the tower on the island, and it sits upon it and lets out a mighty roar. And as this happens, there is another blackout of the sun, which you all notice, as a rain of arrows is released from this army. I need you all to really run and all roll a dexterity for me.
What under the stone?
Nara's in the ground, right?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
like Nara's gone.
Nara's peeped out.
Dragon overhead. And as the rest of you have turned back to look,
I've got a 9, even with my plus
9,
3.
7. You all head towards the chantry. Harvey, you're backing up as you do, and you're still firing these arrows. Harvey, you are struck by an arrow.
Oof.
Only in your arm. It doesn't but do you keep firing?
If I can, yeah.
Yeah. So the rest of you, as you can feel these arrows start peppering the ground around you, this dragon flies overhead. And you run to the chantry, and you see Harvey take an arrow right in the arm and in the shoulder, but she pulls her crossbow back up and keeps firing. You can reach the chantry.
As soon as I come to Harvey, I'm going to stop and take up a defensive position in front of her with my shield, and make sure that everybody else gets into the chantry before I do. But yeah, my eyes are kind of drawn to the tower on the lake with a dragon on top of it.
This dragon is black, almost skeletal in shape. As it raises its wings up and takes off again, you see the rocks of the tower fall and crumble as it heads towards the chantry.
Are we still heading for the chantry?
You are effectively on the doorstep. You're reaching.
I'm not
Harvey,
asking you, I'm asking her.
who has got arrows in her arm.
I sort of Harbeck stares up at it. I imagine arrows skittering to the ground near him, maybe one thunking into his shield as he's sort of just looking at this thing. And he says, "Yeah, I don't know what to do about that."
I don't think any of us know what to do or are capable of handling that thing. Let's get underground.
Yeah, let's get underground. Let's just hope they haven't taken over the roads beneath the ground.
Yeah, that.
Underground? Wasn't... What about everything else?
I think everything else is about to fare a might sight worse. Get in the chantry. Go on. And I start ushering them in. Assuming that's where the tunnel is, I think.
Yeah. No, you can go in and you can see this again. You see this woman in this full plate armor.
Mhm.
Is yelling at you to get in.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
she's just more dwarves, brilliant. And she's just throwing. Posters to it.
Nobody
I think
tosses
once you
me.
get in, I think once you get in, I think you'll see. I think Nara's been doing like rounds, back and forth, as much as you can, because a lot of people like this and a stampede like this can be just as deadly as a couple arrows. So she's making sure people are calm and orderly, and not trampling over each other. Because the last
this
thing
is
we
chaos down here. This is people running. They can now hear this dragon roaring above them, and you.
Yeah.
In walks 3 bloody warriors and a Kunari.
Hey!
Hey, the party
Yeah.
has arrived.
But yeah, if you listen carefully, you could probably hear Nara's voice, in that commanding tone she uses, getting people out and orderly and making sure they don't trample over each other. And if anyone falls, making sure that they stop and get them up. Otherwise, they're going to trip more people, and then people are going to walk over them and all that jazz.
Yeah, people are listening to you. People are listening to you, and they are filing in because your voice.
I'm good at persuasion. I have a focus in that.
You see the rest of your friends come down into this tunnel.
I was like,
Harbeck runs up to Nar and he's like, all right, look, we have minutes. Get in that tunnel now.
is there anyone else behind you?
No,
Nope.
we're the last ones.
I'm
Hey,
gonna go
pretty
up
lady.
and get that woman. That big woman.
Yeah.
Big lady.
She comes up and she's just like, right, that's everyone. And like, are you physically dragging her or?
Yeah, it's just like, I was like, not everyone.
Right, okay. And she sort of like, as you pull her down, she grabs hold of the trap door and just slams it shut at the end. And you twist the button, it locks. She's like, that's not going to hold them. Run. And she starts like shoving you all into like a run.
Yeah. Yeah, now that everyone's got Nara's booking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are running.
Same.
A little dwarf, little legs.
Is this like a mine?
This is not a mine. This looks like an old chantry walkway.
I guess this is a light jog for Huldra.
Yeah,
With
just
the
keep it
tiny
up
little
with these-
dwarf legs.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh my gosh.
quite close to the ceiling for you, Huldra. This is very, very. You might have to duck a tiny bit.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
you can
probably.
reach both sides of the walls as you are running along this. Most
Right.
humans are doing this quite comfortably, and definitely dwarves are finding this.
So my question is though, would it be held up by like mine style prop shafts? Because the trap door won't hold them, but if I take out a
Okay,
couple of
then I-
shafts.
Yeah, let's trap us in here.
So you
Let's
start-
do
We're
a
dwarves,
cave
we'll just dig our way out.
You just start running down this go, and you can hear those horns. You can hear that dragon.
I'm taking
And
out a
you
prop shaft.
feel-
I
the
stop
ground.
him. I will stop him from doing that. I will not allow him to kill us on the first episode.
But you feel that ground begin to shake, and above you as you're running, you can feel the earth not drop, but you can see dust starting to fall down. Now, Guzgid and Huldra, Guzgid, you're gonna have to beat. It's gonna be a strength against strength. 'Cause you're gonna have to stop him. Guzgid is a force of nature, so
Oh
Can
god.
I do another thing?
mhm.
Can I
God.
like look over there and like when he's looking away, just snatch it from him and start running because I'm not gonna win a strength competition.
It depends. How hard is he holding on to this?
Well, you can take away my weapon if you like. I'll just do
He
it
has
barehanded.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He has fists. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, Huldra, you take his weapon and you run.
Okay, yeah.
Guzgid, you are stood, not alone, but you are at the back of this, and you see the dirt begin to fall above your head.
I put my hand on like the crossbeam. I'm just gonna pull it down.
You roll a strength for me, please.
13.
On a 13, you can't quite do it. You can feel the wood starting to split, but you cannot pull it down.
I am going to run up. I'm going to grab his legs. I'm going to pull him down, not really thinking about the fact that he's holding on to the
Oh
support.
no.
Just trying to get him out of here.
Yeah, roll a strength for me.
Okay.
We're taking the tunnel down while these things are still above us.
Yeah.
Guys, they're gonna know we're
This
here.
We're all gonna die.
I got an 8.
You got a what, sorry?
An 8.
Yeah, with an 8, and you said a 13, didn't you, Guzgid?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is just the splitting point. This wood splits and crashes. And the rest of you up front, you hear a rumble. You feel the ground shake, and now you're not sure if it's the earth coming down or if it's the army itself.
Huldra knows.
And
Hold on, we'll remember this.
this is another thing. She's like, right?
Yeah.
Harbeck and Guzgid, it's like you're both, if you're like Harbeck, you're holding on to Guzgid, and Guzgid, you're hanging there looking. So this wood comes crashing down, and you see the earth in front of you start crashing.
Oh, move. Let's go. And I start booking it
Yeah.
with or without him.
That'll do. Let's go.
Yeah.
I need to catch up to my axe!
You start running and you catch up and you just see this woman in armor going, "What did you do?" Like, and she keeps like trying to usher.
Nothing, it was the dragon!
Harbeck just says, "Oh yeah, dragons."
Hellraiser says to the woman like, "They're bad liars. They're trying to kill us."
Oh,
And you
Christ.
run, and you're under this ground as all of this earth starts caving in under you, and you feel like you're heading down further into the earth. I need you, all of you, to make a dexterity sort of check.
Okay. Where's my sheet? I have a +3 in that.
16.
16. Oh god.
Oh, no.
I ate shit.
Hey.
Luckily,
Oh, I rolled too much.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was not. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
We
that's
can
a
just-
good roll there.
We can just take the
Damn.
first 3 dice if you want, so it's 14.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I mean, you
Thank-
rolled well, whether you rolled 3 dice
Yeah,
or
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I got
wrote-
a 14.
Oh!
Oh wow, the two boys just eat shit.
What is going on?
What's going on in? Hang on.
Oh wow, there's a lot of rolls happening.
What did Harvey get? You got 14.
16.
16.
Okay.
You come crashing through into this like open cavern with stalactites and stalagmites underneath. You see water dripping from the ceiling, and from behind you there's this absolute like gush of air and dust erupting from behind you as Huldra comes bursting out, shortly followed by Guzgid and Harbeck. But Nara, you can feel this earth closing in on you, and this Ariana just shoves you at the last minute and shoves you into this cavern. And she comes tumbling out, coughing and spluttering. The tunnel is blocked. You're in a cavern with a pool. There is another tunnel the other side. The people of the Chantry are crowded in the center. And overhead, you can hear a dragon roar. And that's where we will leave Dragon Age. Children of Thedas this week.
Oh my
Man.
god.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Can this big woman be my new girlfriend?
You don't know who she is yet.
She's the final boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the bad guy. No. But
we did get another trinket during that, but I completely forgot because I was too excited.
Do we want to do it now so we can just have a little
what do
tidbit?
you,
Yeah,
does
sure.
everyone remember their numbers?
I think I was
5.
because-
3.
I'm
I
either
was
1 or
3.
5.
Have a look. You were 1.
I think I was 2.
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah.
Yeah, Ambly, can
Yeah.
you please roll me a 1d100?
Oh,
Excuse me.
90.
Damn.
Didn't you roll a 10 earlier as well, Jeff?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
already been done.
Ooh. Opposite ends of the scale.
I know.
Oh.
Do I roll again or?
No, that's all good.
Okay.
Huldra, you look over some of the people and you look over at Harvia. This arrow in her arm is just sat there. But it looks strange to you. This is not the sort of arrow you would have expected to come from these Darkspawn.
Interesting.
You can roll a perception.
Yeah, I want to go just forward and look at her, like pick up her arm
Mm.
and look at the arrow.
Yeah, could you roll a perception for me?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a scratch.
I was
Fine.
going to say, Javier, what are you doing about this if she comes and picks
I know you're fine. I need to examine this arrow.
I
Why?
want to know if the arrow's okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you shortly.
On a 10, you look at this arrow and it's like it glows faintly before just stopping and extinguishing.
No, come back. I need answers. I'm just holding her arm.
Yeah, this hurts, Javier.
Hmm.
Sorry. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. I'm gonna pull it out.
Well, get something ready, why don't you? You have a cloth for me or something?
We should
No.
also snap off the head. We don't want to drag that all the way through.
Yeah, okay. And I guess I just take some cloth, and like prepare it, and I jank it and I pull.
Yeah, can you roll a strength for me, please?
Oh
I'm
boy.
biting onto my dagger.
I'm not
Please roll
very
good.
strong.
Please
I'm
roll
not
good.
very strong.
Oh boy.
Let me do it. Hold on.
Too late. I already
Oh.
pulled.
Oh.
Oh, this is the worst. Oh, I hate it.
Javier, you're sort of watching as this Minari comes up. It's just like, it's alright, I'll do it. And you're like, no, wait, no. And she just pulls and it doesn't come out. Like,
Oh.
does that hurt?
I'm
Ow.
Don't worry. Let me try again.
And
No.
Harvey, you look down at your arm, and for a brief second where your veins are, you see them flash and disappear again.
Ugh. Can I do a perception? What's happening to me?
Yeah, you can if you want.
Oh, that was a weird one. Okay, 4, 5, 6.
6. You
Wow, we suck.
You just gotta. This is your life now.
you look
Yeah.
down. It's just that split second, and it burns. This burns. This is excruciating. In fact, if you might even fall to your knees from this pain as your veins quickly glow blue and disappear again.
Should I chop off her arm?
I think that's a bad idea. But we
You.
need to get the arrow out. You're.
You take it out. Ger's geared.
Yeah. Okay, I'll pull it out. Take a
Hang on,
second.
away.
taking the arrowhead off it first.
Yeah, I'll push it through first. Like, this is gonna hurt a little. I'll slide it back through so it's through. Then I'll stamp on the arrowhead to get rid of the arrowhead,
Yeah, this hurts, Harvey.
and
This
then I'll
really
pull it
hurts.
through without the arrowhead.
Yeah, roll me a strength, please. No,
Is
is
there
that
any-
like Harbeck and Nara?
There
Are
it
you doing
is.
anything? Are you like holding on to Harvey, or are you?
Yeah.
So I think I do it all quite
I-
quick. I'm just like,
I don't think Nara's noticed this honestly until like a cry out of pain. It's like, oh shit. I think she's thanking the woman. Like, what was Big Lady's name again?
The woman has. She's sort of rolling over and like coughing and spluttering. All this dirt is coming out of her mouth. Her name was Ariana.
Ariana. Yeah, I think she's helping her. and
Can I have that arrow?
It's not out yet. Scrat, you need to roll.
I did 17.
Yeah, it's a 17.
17. So yeah,
yeah.
like I'll push it through, snap the head off, and pull it all out in one quick motion. Like,
Why can't he?
Stings more than anything, Javier, but he does it so quickly. You're then afterwards. You're like, Jesus. Like you just.
It's a string of curse words
Yeah,
for like
just-
a minute straight.
As it echoes throughout the cabin.
should we
And
wrap it now, or do you want to look at the ooze first?
Shall we stop the bleeding first?
Yes,
And then
yes.
do other things.
Is the blood red? Is the blood red? Is my
The
question.
blood is red.
Looks normal.
I'll wrap her
Oh,
up
God.
and can I have a look at that arrow, please?
Yeah, I dropped it there.
Is there in Dragon Age like an Arcana check or something?
I think
Magic.
it's, yeah, the magic
magic
sort of check of it. And you are.
I am a magic user. I'm just gonna cheat a little bit and give myself like plus something, like +2. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that should be fine.
I'll sort this. No, wait. How do I do a plus on my keyboard? There it is. +2. 19. 19.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
You hold this broken arrow, slightly bloody now, in your hands as it glows and something radiates from it. This blue glow, which you saw briefly in Javier's arm, as this lyrium laced arrow sits in the palm of your hands.
Okay.
Delirium.
where we will leave Dragon Age
Oh,
this week.
nice.
Oh, my heart's beating so fast. Holy
It was
shit.
a very slow
Oh,
start because I
man.
wanted people to get to know each other, but then
It's so good. It picked up, and it picked up like a hell of a lot. God damn.
Yeah.
I would like
That-
to say it was a very slow start. Do not expect that again.
This was just
It
a
is
break.
Okay, there will
Full
be
steam
moments-
ahead.
Yeah.
It was full steam ahead now.
Yeah, for
Oh,
real.
Christ.
That was awesome.
Well, how do we feel, everyone?
That scene where they had the doors and everything was dark and were like creeping through, that gave me like real life anxiety.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's good. It's good.
Well, why don't we
Yeah.
go round and do this formally? Why don't we go round and say what our favourite part was, who we are, where we can find us online, and how we feel about the system initially. We'll go anti-clockwise around the screen, so we'll start with Avery. Matt Bat. Oh, hi.
Hello. Yes, as Scott said, my name is Avery. I go by MapBat online. I'm an artist / cosplayer / I guess tabletop player on the other things. I think I've been on enough. And there was so many good parts. I love how quickly. I love how how everything escalated so quickly, and like that had my heart beating so quickly. Like, goddamn. But oh god, I'm not sure if I could pick a favorite part. Shit. No, I don't think I can pick. I think just the general sense of like we need to get out. Like the sense of urgency was so palpable. Like that it was. Oh god, that was good. Also, I do like that we got a Mabari on the first episode. Do we have a name?
I have one. We can discuss it as a group though if we want.
Oh
Hell
we
yeah.
should do a theme with it next week.
Yeah.
Hell
Do a
yeah.
theme with it.
I'm really excited.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So next around the screen we have Nassim. Nassim Etamad. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. I loved this. I'm really excited to play more. Favorite part was definitely the dragon. I love any time a big beastie thing comes into play. It's terrifying and intimidating, and that was wonderful. And yeah, you can find me online, social medias. I'm Nazgul, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, and also in my Dungeons and Dragons podcast, The Venture Maidens, where you can find that pretty much anywhere you find podcasts. And we stream as well on Twitch every Wednesday.
And it's awesome.
Hey, thanks.
Indeed. I still need to figure out the shout out command. That's what I didn't do yesterday. Otherwise I would have given Venture Maidens a shout out, but I can't because I changed my bot and now everything's broken. So
type your link in chat if you have one.
yes, please. So next around we have Jeff, Many-Eyed Monster. Oh, hi.
Hi. Yeah, my name is Jeff Ellis. You can find me at Many-Eyed Monster on Twitter, where I write D&D adventures mostly, but I'm trying to break out into other systems. I'm going to do some cipher writing that I'm super excited about. My favorite part, which, man, yeah, it's really hard to choose. That was awesome and just very Dragon Age. Honestly, I have spent a ton of time working on Harbeck and writing out all of his moody nonsense. So getting to be like the grim, dark mercy kill in the first episode was pretty great, actually, and having the Warhound and everything is super exciting. That's awesome.
Fantastic. And what'd you get up to online? Did you already go through that? Did I miss it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did. No, Cypher System, Dungeons and Dragons. You said it all. You did. I remember. I just don't seem like I'm remembering sometimes. So next we come around to the person responsible for the wonderful overlay, the wonderful poster that you see on the Twitter feeds, and even more overlays and Twitters and everything else. It's Ambly.
I'm gonna unmute myself. Hello. I'm Emily. I'm also known as Annie. I do art, and more art. So Well, I'll remember it. I'm going to take this opportunity to feel free to give me any feedback on posters and overlays, and I will do my best trying to improve them. And you can find me on Twitter, ArtStation, and Instagram is probably the most active websites I'm on. I loved it. I love this group. I think it's a really nice group to play with. It's a nice dynamic, and I think we're gonna have this is episode 1. This is just like a chill episode. I can't wait to get to episode 8, where everyone's gonna have a cool backstory to share and help each other or kill each other, whatever comes first. And my favorite part today was definitely Harbeck that tried to lie for Holdra. Was just like rolled 3 ones. Just like
Yeah.
You was stood there covered in blood, like the blue of the wardens wrapped around him. Like, no, fine, I've done nothing. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, like, hey, new dad. Like,
and like I can see the dead body over there.
yeah. Sticking out the bush.
Love that. Well done, Alice. Great first
Yeah.
episode. Thank you.
Yeah, well done, Alice. Well done. So, Alice, as we come to you, I don't only want your favourite part and who you are and all of that. I'd also like you to tell us where the trinket came in.
I don't know if I want to tell you yet, because it hasn't been revealed, but one of you has it.
Even more mysterious, chat. Even more
Harvey's
mysterious.
glowing thing. You want to?
But one of my favorite bits was just the fact that I was worried at the beginning, so I was like, it's got to be really chill, because I want to throw them into it to get the real Dragon Age feel at the beginning. So I need it to be super chill at the start, even though there is like this huge, like, Canary blood mage walking in with all these chains and everything and sat down. Everyone's like, yeah, it's fine. This is fine. One of my favorite bits was watching Nara peer into the darkness and Harbeck suddenly seeing eyes in the distance in this blackness. And the badassery of Harvey, which is, there's an army with a rain of arrows. I've got a crossbow. I can do this. Like, it's like, I'm gonna keep going. Just if it gets them all back in. And in typical Guzgid form, I see a bad guy. I'm gonna go and run and hit it. Basically, I have so much planned for this campaign. I'm very, very excited. I like to think that this is a little snippet or a taster of what this campaign is going to be as we go into the second blight, which is known as the Dragon of Chaos, the God of Chaos for this one. And I think
I love it.
fairly chaotic group to go with it. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm Alice. I'm White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I forget this every time. Yeah, I'm White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I do photography and all that shindig. And then when I'm not doing that, I am a DM for, what do I run? Eberron, Dragon Age, and Realm of the Ancients, which I'm super excited for as well. And I'm also in Curse of Strahd later today, and some other games throughout the week, where I bring Bob back, my wonderful Bob. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think the dynamic of this group is just going to grow and grow, and I can't wait for them all to get to know each other a bit more and start reacting to each other more. So yeah, I'm super excited for this. Over to you, Scrat.
Why, thank you. Well, everyone, this is my OC. This is the first character I ever played in Dungeons and Dragons. This is the first character I ever played anywhere. This is Guzgid. This is one of the first characters I ever made. And oh my god, he was so much fun. He was my Dragon Age Origins character, which I hacked across into everything else. So, yeah, I played Guzgid Iduken in Dragon Age Origins, who went through the Noble storyline. We're going to modify the hell out of it, but I've got a lot of love for this character, and I suppose I've also spent a lot of time creating him, but more in years than you know, recently, and not necessarily in a character sheet sort of way, but still. Yeah, so my favourite part was just the being able to say that bloody line, which annoyed me all the way through Dragon Age Origins. You all remember it, right? Like, Can I get you a ladder? Every time you try and put something in their inventory, can I get you a ladder? Like
I had to change my character because I got sick of it. I started it and I'm just like, I can't do this for a whole game. Absolutely not. I changed the voice.
Love it.
Yeah, fantastic. But also, yeah, getting to run towards enemies, getting to just remove the chains, because that's the right thing to do. Gus gets very driven by what's right to do at that exact moment without really thinking about the consequences of later. Yeah, so that's going to be a fun dynamic to play with. And as you've all said, this is an amazing group. I'm already very eagerly looking forward to next week. It's going to be a ton of fun. We have stuff. We have stuff. Guys, social links. If you liked this, come along to our Discord. Come and be involved in the Safe Inclusive community where you can talk about it and other RPGs. There's a channel dedicated to this show, so if you want to come and scream into the void of either the void or perhaps the fans, you can 100% do that. Twitter, send me a DM and I'll get you a game in one of our 5 viewer games this season. We have 2 D&D 5e games, 1 Monster of the Week game, 1 Ryutama game, and 1 Cypher System game. Most of the new game, the D&D games, one of them is with pre-gen characters, the other one is not. So if you're really new, you can apply for the pre-gen. If you're a little bit fresh, but you know, just new to streaming, maybe go in for the other one. And all of the games on the new systems will be teaching you how to play as well. So good fun. We also have a Patreon. Check out the Patreon. You can support us over there for $1 a month or higher, up to you. And it's very, very much appreciated. We're currently trying to get to a goal of $500 a month just to try and keep this stably rolling over. We also have merchandise that you guys can go and check out over on Redbubble. On top of merchandise, we also have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing, who will be creating lots more content for us in Season 3, and have already, we played one of the modules just a few weeks ago. Great fun, great writing. I might even do some giveaways of giving away their module, so if anyone's interested in that, let me know, but no interest, no giveaway, so let me know. We're also sponsored by Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press, they made the Dark Matter Alpha, which is a sci-fi expansion for D&D 5e, and we'll be playing that on Thursday at 10 PM. That's also going to be a ton of fun. Apart from that, check out our panels. As I punch the mic, sorry everyone. Check out our panels. We have erasavad.com, we have tabletoploot.com, and rooinc.com, where you can get discounts at all 3 places. Check out the panels for the details of getting the discounts. But if you want to take a cartography course and get a map, want to go and get yourself a dice tray or a dice bag, or if you want to go and buy some dice, you can do so at those 3 places. Another big shout out for Ambly. She's been working hard for me this week. Ambly, did you sleep yesterday?
But I was talking to you at like 6 AM and we neither of us have got to sleep yet.
I was gonna say I didn't remember seeing you sleep yesterday. Ambly's been working her ass off. So big shout out to Ambly. Please go and check her out. Follow her on all the things, and yeah, you'll see her artwork in all of her other streams essentially. So thank you very much, everyone. We are going to go and pay a visit to a friend of the channel. We are going to go and say hello to Susanna Grace. Looks like they're playing a newer game, maybe? Grains of Truth, a Witcher TTRPG, which looks like a ton of fun. Do we have a raid war cry? Has anyone got one?
Oh, can it please be? Can I get you a ladder?
Yeah, I was just about to say ladder.
I just feel this is necessary.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at the first bit. I won't do the full thing. There we go.
Yeah.
Can I get you a ladder? There it is. So guys, we're going to be taking that across to the next stream. Keep on evoking emotions, everyone. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.